So the storm is moving in on the East Coast right now, but the worst of it's still to come.
It's going to be impacting them throughout the night tonight. It's going to be a fairly significant storm, guys, especially for that New England corridor. And you talk about air travel, about 2/3 of the nation's air travel is in and around that northeastern corridor of the country. So when they get delayed there, it causes all sorts of ripple and domino effects elsewhere around the country. But as you mentioned, Brent, so far we're doing okay here out of the Boise airport. But now this is the reason why the weather pattern has been the way it has been, and why we are so dry is because it has been so active, or the jet stream has been favoring much of the eastern half of the country. General rule of thumb is that when there is a big area of low pressure or a big trough out over the eastern seaboard of the United States, the opposite is true here around the west. It has to do with wave dynamics in the atmosphere, but when there's a big trough out east, there's always going to be a large area of high pressure out here over the western United States. And when that high is buckled up like that, what it does is it pushes the jet stream to the north, and it puts us under this very dry wedge of air, evidenced by this beautiful live shot that we got here at the top of Sun Valley. You can see how mostly clear it is across much of the state. Here in the valley, of course, we still have some of the low clouds and that fog we've been dealing with. However, look at these temperature readings. These are the current readings: 43 in Boise, 43 in Nampa, 45 right now in Caldwell. Mountain Home is almost at 50 degrees, so at least this big area of high pressure is allowing us to stay on the mild side. And now this is the feature I'm watching here. You see that little disturbance right there? That's some moisture that's going to be moving up from the south tomorrow, but as long as the high pressure is in command, all of the significant stormy weather is going to stay well to the east of the Continental Divide. So even though we got a little moisture that's going to be moving up from the south tomorrow, our pattern is still going to be mostly dry. In other words, that storm is just not organized. You could see it here in the Futurecast as that moisture that was located around Southern California starts working its way up from the south throughout the day tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, there may be a slight chance of showers around parts of the Magic Valley, but it just does not look like it's going to be any kind of a significant system. It gets caught up in the westerly flow, and then on Wednesday, we're just going to continue with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. So here's my 7-day forecast for the Treasure Valley. Let's go with a little more cloud cover tomorrow as that disturbance works its way up from the south, but again, not much in the way of precipitation expected courtesy of that system. Then a mixture of clouds and sunshine in the forecast on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. More clouds on Sunday. Are we going to see a chance of showers on Monday? Some of the forecast models are indicating that the westerly flow will bring in some kind of a storm, but it's so far out, guys, that it just does not look very impressive. As far as the mountains are concerned, I wish I could say that we've got a significant snowmaker on the way, but it looks like the area of low pressure is going to continue to favor the eastern half of the country. That means here in the west, we're going to be dry. Maybe a chance of some showers around Monday of next week. Isn't that interesting, though, Brent, that when you get that big trough of low pressure in the eastern half of the country, the opposite occurs here in the west, and vice versa. Yeah. When we get big storms here in the west, and the east has a tendency to be dry.
Yeah, very rarely do you see a storm that will start in the west and move all the way across the country like that.
Sometimes, yeah. This one, it's just been a pattern that's been stuck in a rut.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good to have you back.
All right, thanks, buddy.